Spend so much time on the problems of the country. And our line was, you cannot be all right if the country is not all right. And that's how we got this diaspora. When you hear there's a diaspora, people are living in Canada, they are living in America. How did they go there? They went there because there were problems here. But for us,
an island of peace on the African continent and on the right track for socio-economic transformation. And this was...
We have 50 gazetted officers, mainly comprised of deputy heads of departments, deputy regional CIDs, some regional CIDs.
The African Curriculum Association, an umbrella that brings together all curriculum stakeholders in Africa and Europe, have convened a meeting with support from the First Lady, Janet Museveni, to forge a way forward for an original curriculum that defines Africa. The African Curriculum Association Executive Planning meeting took place at the National Curriculum Development Center in Chambogo.
It is assumed that through education and training, the African continent can realize the African vision of ensuring Pan-Africanism and creating new Africa. The First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Janet Museveni, agreed on the strategic importance of the African curriculum that focuses on the originality of Africa, development and evaluation of the continent. This was contained in her speech, read for her by the State Minister for Higher Education, Dr. John Chrysostom Muyingo.
The 21st century is experiencing a lot of rapid challenges that require non-routine learners' competences, which require also a more diverse and versatile approach to curriculum development and implementation. Why? So as to address the changes which now include the need to fit into the digital society.
The member states of the African Union Organization in Nigeria, Lagos, founded Africa Curriculum Organization to mitigate the post-independent education challenges.
So a time has come for us all to rally our support behind ACA so that we can push this continent beyond where we see it now. Our human capital index, the continental average, is not one that we must be too proud of. Same for gross tertiary enrollment ratio and many other education outcomes that we seek to transform. So we are not just looking at reforms, but we are focusing on transformation.
But we also need our endogenous knowledge, the knowledge that can be found that is ancestral within our communities, that has been, because of a Eurocentric epistemology of knowledge, been considered as illegitimate, which it isn't. It is necessary for our countries to have sciences and humanities communicate, but also have our education systems, that is science, humanities and endogenous knowledge, communicate towards building the society.
The meeting was attended by officials from Ministry of Education and Sports, including the Director, National Curriculum Development Center, Dr. Grace Baguma, who is also the current chairperson of the African Curriculum Association.
Let us not start admiring America, Europe, where let us admire the humbleness that we are in, but we work towards transforming it. So we are looking at transformative curriculum, a curriculum that is going to transform the human being into the right human being for this country or the continent, and a curriculum that will benefit not only this generation, but the other generations to come by reverting and talking together. And that's why African Union is encouraging this kind of association that we have started, because Africa is talking about an Africentric curriculum, a curriculum that is inward and picking its own things and learning around their own things.
African Curriculum Association is derived from the African Curriculum Organization. Lydia Chomkama, UBC News.
Uganda Virus Research Institute has launched the new laboratory that will be used to examine diseases that come from animals. The Executive Director, Uganda Virus Research Institute, Professor Pontiano Kalebu, reiterated that the laboratory will help in researching more about how viruses are transmitted. The ambassador of USA to Uganda, Natalie E. Brown, commissioned the newly established lab, which is worth $500,000 at Uganda Virus Research Institute, Entebbe.
Understanding diseases. As you know, viral diseases are a threat to the human race. So I think predicting them, discovery, understanding those viruses that we have, how they cause disease, how we can prevent them, how we can develop vaccines or drugs will be very important. And that is going to be one of the aims, some of the aims of this partnership and the lab. And the two vaccines, one is from Sabin, and this is a company in the US with a vaccine that is against Sudan, and also our Oxford team vaccine that has been made out of the chimp adeno. Those are two, and again it has Ebola Sudan, Ebola Zaire. Those are two vaccines that are being planned to be introduced. Now, because these vaccines have done very well in the early phases, phase 1, phase 2, they are safe, but no other study has ever been done to show that they are really preventing in humans. So the work that will be done will be like also a trial. You use them to help people to stop the prevention, but use it also to see that it is working through what we call a ring vaccination study. And our colleagues at Makerere University and other partners working together with WHO, they have set up a protocol, and hopefully this will be soon cleared, and the vaccines will come. They will be given to those who are at high risk and their contacts.
We worked in partnership during the pandemic in response to COVID-19, and certainly now there are U.S. government officials and staff from the embassy who are in Mubende deployed alongside Ministry of Health officials in response to the current COVID outbreak. So the launch of the lab today is just another step in that partnership to strengthen collaboration in the partnership, to build capacity among Ugandan researchers and scientists as they respond to some of the endemic threats, health threats that are here in the country, and also as they contribute to regional health and security.
Now, Congolese refugees living at Nyakabande Holding Center in Chisoro district have put up to end of October 2022 to choose between joining the settlement and going back home. This follows a directive from Ministry of Disaster Preparedness and refugees seeking to cut down on the number of refugees at the center in order to prevent security and hygiene related consequences.
It is the beginning of yet another journey for these refugees from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Their option to return to their home country is in response to a directive asking them to choose between going to the refugee settlement or returning home.
The Minister for Disaster Preparedness and Refugees on 3rd August issued a directive to our Security Committee that all the refugees who are in the Trans Center are given 90 days either to accept and go to the settlements or they go back to where they came from.
And here is their choice, citing what they describe as unbearable conditions. Nyakabande Refugee Holding Center is where these refugees have been staying since the unrest broke out in the eastern DRC. The center, which initially provided 3 meals, from breakfast to dinner, has since scaled down to 1 meal a day.
UNHCR has been spending $500,000 US dollars to ensure that the people at the holding center are able to get the meals they're supposed to have, they are able to get other services really that can give a person a good livelihood.
The transit and the holding center where we are supposed to be very temporal in nature. Very temporal to help us, help government and all the partners to kind of be a transiting from the borders through here to the settlements.
Some of the tents under whose roofs they were being sheltered are being decommissioned. However, not all agreed with the idea of returning to their home country. They cited a possibility of another unrest breaking out. Francis Variayanga from North Kivu province of DRC is one of them.
Nokuvango ndi gushima government ya Uganda yagerageje kudufasha mu gihe cyo intambara yateye tukiva iwacu Canzu. Intambara yabonetse mu itariki 28 z'ukwezi kwa gatatu mwaka wa 2022.
The number of refugees coming in today may have reduced, but the continuous stay of other refugees poses a health and security challenge. Littering of human waste, as seen in some of the surroundings of Nyakabande, is one of the worries that refugee authorities have expressed.
Hygiene was a problem, and even security. At one time, we were able to recover even 4 guns from the areas where they were living.
So we are encouraging them to be relocated to the settlements, and in this case for the persons through here, most of them we are relocating them to Nakivale in Isinjiro.
The settlement approach is the main program for and the policy of the Uganda government. So that's why they was encouraging all who can on that time to make their decision to go to the settlement.
For now, those that have embraced joining the settlement are being flagged off with some relief items. As of Sunday, 16th October 2022, the area was home to 4,600 asylum seekers, with authorities looking forward to having the 31st October deadline met to have all vacate both the holding and transit centers.
Now, Fort Portal Referral Hospital isolation ward is currently free out of any Ebola patient after discharging the 5 who were from Mubende Hospital. The hospital is monitoring one suspected case of a 56-year-old who was admitted.
Referral hospital and now in a relaxed mood after all the Ebola patients were transferred to Entebbe Hospital where they were later discharged from.
We got an instruction from the ministry that they should be transported to Entebbe. So they were transported to Entebbe and they were finally discharged. The 5 who were here were finally discharged from Entebbe after being in Entebbe for like 2 days. So,
Referral Hospital Administrator Michael Odua says, after a month of treating Ebola patients from Mubende Referral Hospital, the Ebola treatment unit is finally full.
As I speak, we don't have any confirmed case in the hospital. Our Ebola management unit is yet empty. We don't have any case there. However, in the isolation unit, we have one suspected case. Is a man of 56 years who reported yesterday.
However, Ebola prevention measures continue in hospitals, schools and other public places until the Ministry of Health declares an Ebola-free situation.
They need to take care of themselves. Ebola is still with us. We don't encourage crowding in the hospital. We only want the patients in the ward to have one attendant if they must be there at all. But we don't encourage so many people to visit the hospital.
In Fort Portal City, Ebola task forces continue with mass sensitization and demonstration of proper hand washing among members of the public to avoid Ebola virus disease infection.
The hands of a healthcare worker are supposed to be healing hands. But when they are not properly washed, when they are not clean, they carry germs that instead of healing can transmit diseases.
The situation is not any different in Bunyagabu district, according to the area RDC.
When you go in all our sub-counties at sub-county level, everybody is now aware, more especially the members of the committee.
Fort Portal Referral Hospital is now waiting for samples of one suspected case that was recently admitted.
So you have to make sure yourself before you go in.
Now, the Katikiro of Buganda, Charles Peter Mayiga, has advised farmers to look for certified coffee seedlings, which are diseases and drought resistant, to enable them achieve their targets. Katikiro Mayiga said this at Butoro, Mawokota County in PG District, where he had gone to visit a coffee nursery seedling that was started some time back.
We are supposed to follow all the work that we do to ensure that it bears fruit. We work under very challenging times with limited resources, including scarce funds. Under those situations, you need to follow up what you start to ensure that it bears fruit. We planted this nursery a year ago, and we are here to see the progress of the seedlings. It's just to show everywhere and everyone where the nurseries were planted that we've got to look after them, these young seedlings, so that we can have sufficient seedlings so that we expand the coffee farms that we are planting within Buganda. That's the reason we are here. We must follow what we start to ensure that it bears fruit, like the seedlings we started. It's very important to have the correct seedlings, the right seedlings, because a number of seedlings are on the market. Coffee seedlings are on the market, but they are not the right ones. These ones are expected to be resistant to disease, to drought, and to bear good berries with big berries that are going to give us coffee with the correct aroma.
It's time for us to take a short break, but do not go away. We'll return with more news. Stay with us.
So, I'm here to announce that the MTN Kampala Marathon is back. And this year, we are running for babies. To be clear, I am not talking about a baby. No. And neither am I talking about to be baby. I am talking about these small dollars.
Run for babies in the MTN Kampala Marathon on Sunday, 20th November 2022. Dial *165*77# or use the Momo app to register.
fellow Ugandans, did you know that we are losing wetlands at an alarming rate? Wetlands are the most threatened ecosystems, disappearing 3 times faster than the forests. Dear ones, we risk losing species to extinction and a lot of wetlands at maintaining our environment. Let us all be concerned, conserve, and restore our wetlands. In the name of God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Water and Environment, Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Uganda National Meteorological Authority, in partnership with the Interreligious Council, with support from Government of Uganda, Green Climate Fund, and the United Nations Development Programme.
Stay connected on the largest 4G network in Uganda using the Airtel 4G Pocket MiFi at only 75,000 Uganda shillings. It comes with 15 GBs free, valid for a month. You can connect up to 10 of your friends and family at a go. Visit the nearest Airtel shop to get one today or call 0800 333 330 for free delivery within Kampala. Dial *175 *9# to activate free 15 GBs. Airtel, the smartphone network. Welcome to the Living Room Stadium. It's the FIFA World Cup. The match is about to start. Food and drink ready. There's no space left for anyone. Come on, get your lucky chair. Take your usual spot. Even the puppy has one. It's preparation time. You can feel the tension in the air. And do you have everything you need to believe?
MTN joins the people of Keralur to celebrate the 12th coronation anniversary of the King of Keralur, His Royal Majesty Ubim Philip Raoni III, in October. At MTN, we believe that we only succeed if the communities in which we operate succeed. And so, we're happy to join the people and well-wishers of the people of Keralur in promoting social cultural programs of the Ubim.
Walego Mugisa ni Ubimu ku Keralur.
The new world record, taken the distance into a new era.
Uganda is born again, free and independent.
Quatissimo! Get the 4G smartphone of your dreams today and pay as you use. Choose from the Tecno Pop 5 Pro, Tecno Pova Neo, Samsung A03 Core or Nokia C10 and pay conveniently in daily, weekly and monthly installments for a period of a year using Airtel Money. You will also enjoy free 3GB and 100% bonus data on weekly and monthly bundles every month for 3 months. Visit any D-Lite shop or select Airtel Money branches countrywide and get one today. Terms and conditions apply. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Let's turn to business as we welcome you back from that short break. Now, a 1 trillion shillings regional export facility has been launched by the Uganda Bankers Association. The facility is expected to catalyze the economic recovery and bridge the financing gaps in the manufacturing, tourism, and the agri-business sector.
And I request that the picture moment is also captured.
The Regional Export Facility is a framework through which financial sectors are to support Ugandan exporters in improving on cross-border export risks.
The regional market has its own challenges. I mean, Congo has security problems. But that doesn't mean we fold our hands because there's a huge market. I think Stephen was telling me eggs, water, yeah, in Congo. Things that we have plenty here, sometimes we just look at. They import them from Belgium. It is the finance piece missing. If we fix the finance today, we will want to be sure that there is transport, there is security, there are markets. We even have agreed on a payment framework because some of our members have presence in Congo. So payment will be very smooth.
The market for Ugandan food is in the ceiling. Everything goes there. What has been the missing link? Financing. Vietnam is calling us. Last week we hosted the Pakistani High Commissioner to Uganda. They've been importing tea from Uganda that is coming through Mombasa, where we have a facility that does auction. So there's such a demand.
However, economic pundits agree that the growth of the three carefully selected sectors will spur increased profits in the banking sector, improve income for the laborers, and mobilize higher taxes for government.
What it seeks to address, from my point of view, is three things: execution risk, counterparty risk, and credit risk. Execution risk, that if the bank provides the facility to you, that you will actually be able to go ahead and produce those goods or actually deliver them. Counterparty risk, that the counterparty with whom, say, for example, you have an LC issued by a bank in DRC, will actually meet the obligation when it's due. And credit risk, that the money you borrow, you actually pay back.
With this particular facility, we are coming to support with up to 4 billion in collateral enhancement per facility. And our definition at this point of an SME will be any that employs between 20 and 100 people, has a sales turnover of up to 5 billion, or an asset base of up to 5 billion. So we can certainly support entities that need lower financing, but we thought that for this facility, we needed to come out with a sizable ticket item, as I said, game-changing, to match indeed these very attractive rates, 1% per month, 0.5% per month.
The facility is expected to generate and grow export volume to the regional markets such as South Sudan, DRC, Rwanda, Kenya, and Tanzania. Lydia Chomkama, Juma Samba, UBC News.
Quatesimu! Get the 4G smartphone of your dreams today and pay as you use. Choose from the Tecno Pop 5 Pro, Tecno Pova Neo, Samsung A03 Core or Nokia C10 and pay conveniently in daily, weekly and monthly installments for a period of a year using Airtel Money. You will also enjoy free 3 GB and 100% bonus data on weekly and monthly bundles every month for 3 months. Visit any D-Lite shop or select Airtel Money branches countrywide and get one today. Terms and conditions apply. Airtel, the smartphone network.
Welcome to Friends Stadium. Everybody's ready. Wait a second, not everybody. Come on, dude, it's the FIFA World Cup. You're going to lose your seat, the ritual seat, the lucky one. Losing more than a seat, your team is going to lose. Where are you, dude? The match is about to start. Your friends won't hold on much longer. Excuse me. Finally, everything is in the right place. Hey, other hand. And you, do you have everything you need to believe?
Welcome to the Sports Desk, where State Minister for Sports Peter Ogwang has lauded Ndeje University for flying Uganda's flag high in the national, regional and international university sports competition. Minister Peter Ogwang was on a working visit to Ndeje University main campus in Luwero to assess the university's readiness to host the 12th edition of the Eastern Africa University Games that is slated to take place from 16th to 22nd December 2022.
After a guided tour of the sports and housing facilities, Minister Peter Ogwang realized that Ndeje University is behind schedule and needs government support in its bid to host the 12th East Africa University Games.
Already what's crucial is to have $1 million at hand, which money, Professor, I want to pledge on behalf of the President that you will have that money, I'm sure, this week. After here, I'm going to get to have a meeting with the Minister, that's why I'm rushing. To again remind now with the Permanent Secretary how far who have gone on as far as having this money released. But to my knowledge, because of being in touch with the PS, that money was meant to come with other monies the ministry is receiving for this quarter.
Ndeje University Vice Chancellor Professor Eria Bulugujo appreciated government for the support thus far, but calls for express delivery of the rest.
This is the situation. And seeing is believing, as I said. Now that he has seen, he knows the situation, and he has gone to inform the authorities of the state. But we are working very hard to ensure that we hold successful games, and we project. These are not Ndeje University games, they are national games. It is projection of the nation.
National Council of Sports General Secretary Dr. Bernard Patrick Ogwell tasked other universities to copy a leaf from Ndeje's sports example, which has benefited Uganda not only in talent but also infrastructure.
Strategic direction the Ministry of Education and Sport is taking to support not only sport but holistic university education, where academics and sport blend. In terms of contribution, I would not want to mention in detail, but many of our national teams in the past and today have been mentioned. Besides the scholarships, as mentioned, in terms of volume up to university level, you know how expensive it is. But I think it has been a strategy since I came here. My first appearance was in 2004. I don't know how many of you were here, but in terms of sports infrastructure development, every year I come and see new things happen. And that tells you that this institution should be supported. And I'm a witness to all this that has been said by the Vice Chancellor, by the Sports Director, and the Secretary.
About 4,000 participants from over 70 universities are expected to grace the 12th East Africa University Games that will last 5 days in December and have competition in more than 20 disciplines. John Barnes, Sentamo, UBC Tonight.
Thank you so much for being a part of us, and that does bring us to the end of our lunchtime news. Once again, I'm Patricia Lukomampango. Very good afternoon to you.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
My name is Damali Sali and I welcome you to this episode of the Ideation Corner. The idea